in your higher mind, that shit is like you accessing pretty much eternal life. So it's like that the eternal gene is being like accessed inside inside you. Real talk. And the cool part about it being accessed inside of you is it's your life and life more abundantly. Katria, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Chat, what's up, y'all? I'm even live on YouTube right now, yo. This probably like the first time I've been live in 3 different places at one time. Funny. All right, so should death be attributed to God? Should death be attributed to God? For all the right reasons and even all the wrong reasons, death was for a long time attributed to God until we remember that through our own genetic, we have like eternal DNA. I don't think no one disagree with that. You know why? Because our cells multiply daily. It's like eternally happening. And if you are producing healthy cells, you live out a healthy reality. Regardless of the age you believe yourself in. So now I'm like, okay, if death was being attributed to God, why? Like, why? Because, bro, like, you spend a little bit of time inside of a projection, if you will, and you see some shit happen that don't make you feel good. Normally, I remember that normally when something don't make you feel good, it's a belief that's there that's causing that. It's just a belief there that's causing you to not feel good. And I was always taught that like good news was something that makes you feel good. It's not good news if death is attributed to God. And the only reason why it's not good news is because we would make God the one that's in control of everything. So why would we ever have a problem with Thanos if Thanos decided to? Why are we crying? Why was like my brother, bro, had the biggest issue with God because God took his grandmother, our grandmother. And my older brother did not for the life of himself understand if God is supposed to be this God of love, how did God take my grandmother away from me? Some people go atheist because of death and death being attributed to God. Like, I remember that shit. I do. And I recently just went to a funeral. And, it just dawned on me like, some of us won't taste death. Some of us will live out a reality and never experience that. It's not that they're choosing to live in a projection forever. It's not that. It's just that they'll defeat it. They won't taste it like the others believe it. What I mean by others is other versions of yourself that get to think exactly within the same consciousness how they desire. Everybody giving their own measure of perspective here. So everyone gets to experience their level of perspective lived out. Their perspective is their own faith. Everybody has their own measure of it. It's not about big, it's not about small, it's not about right, it's not about wrong, it's not about in, it's not about really like out. It's about how you are choosing to understand yourself here and now. It's like, okay, well shit, like how do I want to understand myself is really just the question. Like that's realistically the question is how do I want to know me at the end of the day? Because I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. Like, going to these like funerals over the years, I stopped going to a lot of them. I did. I just couldn't keep going, like, just because. But going to them, yo, they don't make me feel good. I ain't gonna lie. As a kid, let me tell y'all what made kids feel good. When you go to the movies, what's some things that made kids feel good other than some funeral shit? Like, what made a kid feel good? For me, was going to the movies, yo. I'm not even gonna cap. When I went to, I don't care what we was going to go and see, or going to a drive-in movie theater. Like, that made me feel fun. That just made me feel like, yeah. What else? What else? What else? Going to a restaurant, or you can eat restaurant. Oh my gosh, like that is what made me feel good as a kid. You know what? Going to toy stores, going to like Kmart. Remember Kmart? Going to these places, going straight to the toy aisle. You know what I'm saying? Like going to Toys R Us. Like these are things that make kids feel good. Going to your favorite cousin's house, or going to your best friend's house, or going to a party. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though some parties brought anxiety because you knew old boy was gonna be there, old girl was gonna be there. You don't know if they was going to dance with you. Like, come on, like, oh, but no, but listen, that stuff still made you feel a lot better than going to a funeral, bro. So like if I don't like doing something, you know what I'm saying, like, or if I'm experiencing something or a thought that don't make me feel good, bro, I'm just gonna be real with you. Like, I'm 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 going to have to ask myself the question, bro, because and it may be vague, it may not be vague to some, but the question is this, bro. Last thing I remember before, my awakening, right, to me being who I am as God, when I thought that, when I thought God outside of me, the last thing I did remember when I used to read the Bible and shit like that was, although it was scripturally said that the Lord giveth and taketh away, that was Job's perspective. That was his perspective. But Jesus put that on the chopping block, like, bro, the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. But I come to give life and life more abundantly. Jesus being the visible image of the invisible God. Like if people be like, I used to think and hear people say too, like, man, Jesus wasn't real. But it's like real is real is what is inside your imagination. The illusion is outside. This is the illusion. This is all the illusion out here. And so, of course, you know, Jesus being the manifestation of Christos energy, Christ energy, like we're all. And it's that one seed, bro. It's that one out of all of them swimmers, it's that one. But I'm saying though, like that one makes it about the ones. So it's like if it's coming to give life, which is the imagination, and then more abundant life, which is the expression of the imagination, the illusion, the visible, then yo, this is what life is about. Life is about you imagining yourself living. And more abundant life is about experiencing what you imagine. Death is about I'm not experiencing what I imagine. That's real death. Because you'd have to ask yourself why, and then you'd have to understand your ego may be in the way. And the ego has to deny itself for you to follow Christ in you. Like that's what death really is, but the shit that we call death today is when you in a box or in an air fryer, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's not that's not death, bro. That's that's just some sleep shit. That's some unawakened shit. That's what that is, bro. You know that I found out if out of all the other religions and the shit that's out there, there's actually a there's actually a religion, bro, that believe you are not a believer of Christ if you die. They really believe, bro, like if you die, bro, that's because you ain't no real believer. I'm like, what? But I got it though. I get why they're saying that shit because it's just like some of you won't taste death. And when God returns, instead of being in fear, you'll be rejoicing. For perfect love casts out all fear. And fear only comes from death. And death only comes from a sick, impulsive nature of you believing an illusion more than you believe in life. You gotta believe in life to receive it more abundantly. That's just that, bro. And but if you believe in death, then shit ain't just shit. Shit not only gonna not go right in your reality, but it's just going to suck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that, cause you. This is why I be like, bro. I gotta come because the show should just be like, all right, hear me out, hear me out. Some shit just be like this. I'm not in my highest excitement or happy with my reality. But I'm content and I don't judge myself where I'm at, although I feel like a piece of shit sometimes for being here. It's like we can't make this shit we can't try to soften blows sometimes. Sometimes we gotta be real. You know the saying, if your eye offend you, pluck that shit out. If your hand offend you, chop it off. This is what that shit means. All it means is saying, don't get in your way. Be real with yourself. That's all that shit means. And I remember like having to be real with myself because I remember facing it, bro. Facing death. Death was like one of this thing where I just had to remember, like, fully accept that I don't just exist in this illusion. And that's what I had to face. That's what I had to face, bro. Like that's what I felt like that I had to. That was my Goliath. Okay, that was my Goliath. I just came, like a rock. But this rock was a grain of like a grain of sand. It was like a mustard seed, because that was all that was necessary. Okay, and I had to face that shit, bro. Because I remember hearing, I exist outside this reality here. I remember hearing that, bro. And then I remember also that because I exist outside this reality, I understand that I exist elsewhere, simultaneously experiencing myself. And the reason why I'm here is just through a genetic electrical shift of shared vision to reality. And I'm like, okay, so I'm hearing myself talk to me. We all had those moments. We've also had those moments where shit was like, you know, hey man, like I can hear my thoughts. You just be like, okay, yeah, bro, you ready, bro? Yeah, I'm about ready. We had those moments, and I've had those moments, and I'm grateful for those moments because those moments just show that there is something else outside of this. It does not negate that you cannot experience yourself here because that was the whole goal. The whole goal was to awaken to who you truly are, dominate your reality now by truly experiencing that of your higher self, your higher mind, right? The shit that's coming from your theta state, your super conscious. You got the two eyes out here, which is the beta state, and then you got the super conscious that that has your pineal gland eye in it, that's showing you a higher reality than the beta state, probably most likely. So it's like, okay, which one you gonna put most energy into? The beta or the theta? Beta or the theta? So it's like, put your energy more into your theta state and let that be the real reality that you allow to bring you joy. Then it's just like you'll never really like not experience your highest excitement because you live from your theta, not your beta. You see how they rhyme? And they rhyme for a reason because one is out, one is in, but they're directly connected. They're directly connected. You're just the alpha that is saying I plug into beta or I plug into theta. Bring your theta to your beta. Say, bring my theta. That's what I had to do. I had to really like bring my theta to my beta because that's the way you're supposed to live out. Is like be in this beta, but not of this beta. Be of theta, but be in this beta. Be in that theta, but be. You know what I'm saying? Like that's live from your theta, be in the beta, bro. Or you can say be in the theta and live in the beta. That's even better. But don't not be in your theta. Be in that theta, girl. Like that's that's where we exist. And then from being in our theta, we travel interdimensionally now through the delta force. You know, the alpha and the omega. We superb ourselves in our own minds and prepare for the delta travel because we are the mission, we are the revolution. Like, you know, we are, bro. But that's how that shit is, though. It's just you travel, bro. And you travel based on your knowing. And the reason why you travel is because you wake up there. You wake up there. So should we be attributing death to God? No. Wow. Well, okay. Well, what the fuck should we contribute it to? Well, we should contribute death to the lower mind. Well, what's the lower mind? We just got done talking about it. It's the beta. It's the beta. Yeah, it's the beta. What you think is the theta? Well, listen, we got an alpha state that's right in between the two. What you plant in that is either gonna come from the beta or the theta. The more you plant from the theta, the more you experience the superconscious, the higher mind, the heaven. The more you plant from the beta, you're gonna experience the lower mind, the lower shit. Some zombie shit, bro. You're gonna keep planting zombie shit if you keep allowing yourself to experience from the lower mind. So remember, the more you plant and where you plant from matters. Listen, God can't be mocked, bro. What you plant, you gonna reap. And you God, bro. So you can't blame your higher mind. The higher mind is the superconscious. You find yourself in your superconscious, yo. That's right. You find yourself in the superconscious. You find yourself. But yeah, that's where you exist. You exist in your superconscious. You experience yourself in the lower conscious, the lower mind. But don't let the lower mind, because there's gonna be some shit in the lower mind that you don't want to experience. It's not that it's wrong to experience. It's that you ain't gonna prefer it, bro. You didn't like. Some of y'all in the chat, bro, didn't. I know for sure. I ain't like okra when I was growing up. I didn't like liver when I was growing up, dude. I ain't like kidneys and all of that shit when I was growing up. I like some fried chicken, some oodles to noodles, some Kool-Aid, bro. And occasionally, if we was able to get some outside of some toasty cereals, some Frosted Flakes, bro. For Christ's sake, Jeez, bro. That's what I wanted, bro. That's what I wanted, bro. So listen, man, like I remember that shit. And this is the experiences that you remember when you be like, bro, I don't like to experience that because it didn't make me feel good, you know? It's just, it don't make me feel that good. So I would rather experience it like this, you know? So, and I think that's just really what it is. But at the end of the day, though, does death come from a higher mind? No. The death that we talk about at funerals, no, that is lower mind shit, bro. Because it's attributed around fear. Anything you put fear around, bro, it's gonna be like a scary ass movie. Just think about it like this. It don't matter what you title something, bro. It don't matter what you title something. If you put fear into the mother, it can be fucking 101 Dalmatians. Bro, put some fear around that shit and then watch how it sound. 101 Dalmatians. So it's like, oh shit, bro, I don't want to go see the 101 evil ass dogs, bro. I had a problem with Cujo ass, and that was just one dog. Hell no, like. It's like, bro, so if you put hell into something or fear into something, bro, you're gonna get like that hellish type of feel. That demonic type feel, bro. That scary movie type feel. You're gonna get that shit. And it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. No one wants to experience life with fear. That's why when you know God as self, there should not be fear anymore. It's like, bro, you God. You literally are God. So that perfected faith should cast out all fear. And that's what it does. When you truly like embody God. It's like, bro, I'm God as fuck, bro. And that's just it, man. It's like, and I think that's the reason why we attributed death to God is because it was easy for us not to believe. It was easy for us to believe that we're not God. Listen, it was easy for us to attribute death to God because it was easy for us to believe we're not God. Kid you not. I know for a fact, bro. It was easy for me at one upon a time to contribute that shit to God because it was easier for me to believe that I ain't God. But then when I started remembering I am God, it started making it real hard to believe that I'd have anything to do with that shit. Like why people being raised from the dead if it's the will of God that they should be dead? That just never made like sense to me. Why does God heart want people to see people healed, bro? If death attributes to him or to her, that just never made sense. So it's like death can't attribute to God if God wants sickness going. It's not even in God's heart for us to be in sickness or poor or poverty. So if we are experiencing sickness, poverty, that's not God's heart or higher mind we are living from. It's not. God's heart is not for us to suffer pain, sickness, or poverty. That's not the higher mind of God. If you are experiencing that, we got to be real with ourselves right here, right now, and be like, bro, I'm living, I'm living too much from the beta state and not enough from the theta state. You got to be real with yourself, bro. If you step on attack and you just trying to act hard out here in these streets and the shit, you know it hurt. You know that shit hurt, bro. If you step on the attack, bro, and that shit go in your heel, you know it hurt, bro. Why you on your tippy toe? Why you on your tippy toe if you ain't hurt? You ain't on both of them. It hurts. What hurts? It hurts. What hurts? I stepped on the attack. It's okay. Like, just sit back. Boom, you take the tack out, put some pressure on it, let them know they're going to live and make it through. You just let them know. And that's it, man. You just comfort, bro. But that's how we get through shit, y'all. Like that's how we get through some shit. Because man, shit like that happens sometimes, man. But we are at times living from our we are at times like living too much from the illusion state, y'all, the beta state, what the two eyes can see, the five senses. We do live a lot more closely to it than we do our imagination, our superconscious. I'm talking about just visualizing, imagining shit that would really bring you excitement. And like you like living in a whole world in your head, bro, while somebody cussing you out and you just like visualizing yourself getting a tan in the sun in your own backyard, an oasis type of a backyard. Oh my lord, you can just feel and hear the waves just and they just in your face like you son of a bitch and another motherfucker. And like, bro, you just you don't understand like the heat of anger that be inside of people about themselves that they want to project because they don't know how to just look themselves in the mirror and be like, bro, okay, you need to chill out. You need to have some self-talk right now. And I need to figure out why I'm dogging myself like this. I need to figure out why I talk to myself like this. I need to figure out why I treat myself like this. I need to figure out why it's so easy for me to get angry and want to lash out. Like sometimes you do come to yourself into these realizations that you do go through. It ain't that you're not innocent. You're not judged in an uninnocent way, but it's more or less it's like, I don't want to hurt nobody. I don't want to like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's a reflection of myself. You're not uninnocent if you do or you don't. The moral of the story is if you don't ever want to see yourself in a predicament or an age that you can experience, you have to remember the only way you can experience it is if you keep thinking it and feeling it and not actually seeing if this is what you really want to think and feel all damn day to experience. Like you gotta ask yourself those questions and have those realizations because that's a tip on how you stay in your golden age. If you're thinking something and immediately it's not feeling good, bro, it's like, okay, why is that not feeling good? It's something there that it's like not feeling good. I don't know why, but it's not feeling good. So just ask like, boom, why am I feeling this? Okay, if I'm feeling this, then bam, then let me just correct my belief and turn it innocent again. But that's just it. Like you just sit. That's what it don't take long to sit with something. You just like, why am I feeling this there? Boom. I shouldn't have a feeling of there because if it's a feeling there, it's a thought there. But if ain't no thought there, then let me just reestablish the highest truth. But if it was a thought there, I'm still gonna reestablish the highest truth. I'll just know what the fuck I was thinking so that I'll let somebody else know, hey, I don't know who dropping these motherfucking tacks on the floor, but I just picked one up, y'all, because I stepped on it. I could have left it there. I ain't had to move it. I ain't even had to, you know what I'm saying? I ain't have to even turn my face back and look. You know what I'm saying? But I picked it up because it didn't go that deep in my foot. And like I shook it off and it just fell back onto the floor. But I immediately like let me pick it up so no one. I wanted to know what it was. So I picked it up. I analyzed it. I observed it because I knew I wasn't gonna stick myself with it again. I just observed it, and then I'm like, okay, let me boom put that here. Make sure it's out of the way. Whatever I put it in the trash can. But I made sure I let somebody know, like, hey, it was attacked on the floor, and just y'all be careful when y'all hanging up pictures or putting thumbtacks on walls or shit or going into whatever. Just be careful. Be aware. That's really what I'm saying. Just be aware of what you are using and dropping on the floor. That's pretty much what healthy communication is all about, especially when you yourself, coming into a predicament or a different dynamic. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's always a key important thing to learn how to communicate. Which in February, the start of February, every Saturday in February, I will be doing a series on communication, and not so much just relationship communication between like lovers, partners, but just a way of communication on bettering your own way of being towards others in your reality. Like there's a way we should be communicating. And I believe honestly that a lot of us will be in different predicaments that we're in. We'll have a lot more wealth. We'll be able to obtain and hold on to and create more wealth the better we are at communicating as well, because your energy is magnetic at the very least, y'all. And remember, if you can keep company, if you can hold company, if you can charm, like these are definitely different tools that you'll be able to use as far as your gift of gab, your ability to speak, your ability to express how you feel and your point of view and how you think things and see things and you perceive things. Like look at it as training. Like right now I'd be saying, like every day for me will be training, because every day I have an opportunity to get better at communicating and expressing how I feel and think. But outside of that, just being able to make sure that you're communicating more effectively, but you're knowing how you are communicating. And if it is something that you want to continue to do or you want to continue to happen to you, you will at least know what it is you're doing and how you're going about it. And if once knowing that, you will be able to, I think, in more position and an advantage to decide whether or not you want to continue communicating that way or not. Because you'll see if it will be able to attract or repel a lot more if you choose to just change it, if it's a repellent, or build on it if it's an attraction. So your communication is key also to the realities that you experience. Trust me, trust me, trust me when I tell you. How you communicate holds true to you being able to experience your golden age. So remember, like, even in this, a part of your golden age is life and life more abundantly. So being in eternal life is not so much I escape something, bro. It's not that you awaken your own eternal genetic genes. Like you never have to, they're saying black don't crack. It definitely could if you have a belief that it could. But it won't if you don't. So I am eternal life. I am life and life more abundantly. Grounding that, understanding that, affirming that, feeling that, just knowing that, that is the union, that is the relation. Your seven chakras, that is the union and relation that one has with themselves and the agreement of God. That is the trust of God. That is the love of God. Is when one is in union with itself, all seven churches align. So remember that next time. This is the tip that I leave myself to stay in my golden age of eternal life, or life and life more abundantly, is to, regardless of how someone else may experience out loud,